Hello, my name is Mark. You know, as an American, I decided to move to Korea because Korea is considered to be a nice place, easy living, and just different change of pace. But since living here in Korea, I was able to make so many new friends. One of them being Mr. Lee of Sunwoo, the CEO, and he's taught me so much about the way of living here and the culture. I would like to share some of it with you right now. One of that being getting married is totally different than getting married in the United States because here it costs so much to begin to even think about getting married, especially if you're like from a low income family or considered to be poor. At least 30 years ago, you can get married without not even having that much to even get started in a marriage with. Like 25 years ago, the cost of marriage was around $50,000 just to get married. 20 years ago, it was between 80,000 to 100,000. 10 years ago, it went all the way up to 150,000 to almost 200,000. Now, in this generation, it is about 300,000 to 400,000 just to get married. So why does it cost so much? Unlike in other countries, there aren't many other rent options here in Korea. So in Korea, you either purchase a home or put down a large sum of money for long-term rent. Now, in the old days, many families lived together: husband, wife, mom, dad, grandmother, grandfather, and sometimes so on. Therefore, in Korea, you either need to purchase a house or put down, um, a larger sum if you want to live on your own, just you and your wife and your children. But nowadays, since people need to provide a place to live, they need to have a lot more income because the mother and father, aunts, uncles, or cousins, or grandmother, grandfather no longer reside together in one large home. Now, Korea is a great place to live. Unfortunately, the high cost of marriage creates a harder time for singles. After studying 30,000 couples who got married through couple.net, it turned out to be about 75% of the marriage costs were paid by the men and 25% were paid by the women. That meant the majority of the payment came from the men, while the remainder came from the females. Usually you get married around mid 30s, like 35, 36, 37 years old. And around that time, you're making pretty good income. So about 30-45% of the marriage costs are usually helped by the parents because at that time you're still pretty young and just getting started, but you're pretty stable enough that you can at least provide for your monthly rent and other costs. So another 20-30% was borrowed by the bank, and the couples usually paid for the rest.